Welcome to yoga. I'm Liza. This could be a busy time of year, winding down from the semester, getting ready for final exams. And yoga is a great way to relieve anxiety and also help to increase mental focus and concentration. So, thank you for joining me for this practice. We will get started in a seated position. So, if you have a mat, roll out your mat, make some space around yourself, silence your electronics, making time for you. So you are welcome to sit on a block or cushion if you have one. You could sit in a cross-legged position. You could sit on the heels or with the legs extended. So taking a moment to set yourself up comfortably. Sitting tall and either closing the eyes or gazing very softly down towards the floor. Sitting tall, grounding the sitting bones down towards the earth. Lengthening through the spine, broadening through the chest and moving the shoulders down and away from the ears, bringing the chin parallel to the earth as you lengthen through the crown of the head. And now take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth with a soft sound. Inhaling, exhale. Again, inhaling, exhale, and once more. Beginning to let go of stress and tension. And now keeping the mouth closed as you breathe in and out through the nose. And now bringing your attention to your shoulders. And inhale as you lift both shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale, rolling the shoulders back and down. Moving at your own pace with the breath, inhaling as you draw the shoulders up, creating space between the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, draw the shoulder blades towards one another as you roll the shoulders back and down. Letting go of any tension you may be holding in the shoulders and upper back. Breathing naturally. And you're welcome to make those circles faster or slower, bigger or smaller. Find what feels good for you. And rolling the shoulders once more and releasing them down. And now drawing the chin down to the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. And as you inhale, rolling your left ear towards your left shoulder, lengthening the right side of the neck. Exhale, bring the chin back to the chest, and then inhaling to the other side. And continue to slowly roll the head from side to side. And the next time that you roll the left ear over towards the left shoulder, pausing here, relaxing the hands by your sides along the floor. Keeping the chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. And now lifting your left arm and placing the left palm above the right ear. Applying some gentle pressure here for an isometric stretch. As you inhale, press the head towards the hand. And then exhale, soften. And again, inhaling, press. And exhale, soften. Relaxing here for another breath or two. And then releasing the hand down, roll the chin back to the chest. And inhaling to the other side, bringing the right ear towards your right shoulder. And bringing the right arm overhead, placing the right palm above the left ear. Keeping the left shoulder drawn down. And then inhaling, gently press the head towards the hand. And then exhale, soften. Again, inhaling, press. And exhaling, soften. Hold for another breath or two. And then release the hand down. Draw the chin back to the chest. And then inhaling, lifting the head back to a neutral position. Extending the legs out in front of you, releasing any tension from sitting for a bit, rolling the feet from side to side, giving the knees a little bounce. And now return to a cross-legged position, sitting with the opposite foot in front, or you could sit in another way if that's more comfortable for you. And then reestablishing your tall seat, relaxing the shoulders down. And now clasp the hands in front of you at shoulder height, and then turn the palms away from you. And now round through the spine as you tuck the chin, pressing the hands away from you. Now inhaling, straighten, lift the arms overhead, palms reach to the sky, coming to a gentle arch. And moving back and forth, exhaling as you round through the spine, and then inhaling as you lift and come into a very gentle arch and back bend. Moving back and forth with the breath as you loosen up your spine. And reaching once more in both directions. And pausing with the arms overhead and unclasp the hands. Lengthen through the fingertips, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and squeeze the hands into fists, and then spread the fingers wide. Stretching the hands and fingers, releasing any tension you may be holding in the hands and wrists and the forearms. Tension that may accumulate from this hip. Great. We're back. I think we lost connection. So sitting tall with the arms overhead, circling and stretching the fingers. And coming to stillness, reaching the arms long overhead. And now on your next exhalation, slowly lower the left hand down to the mat and exhale, reaching over to the side. And then inhale, draw the needle to the spine, slowly come back to center. Exhale, releasing that arm down. And coming to the other side, inhaling as you lift, and exhale, reaching over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. And continue to move from side to side at your own pace. And now reaching over to one side and keeping the sitting bones grounded. Lift through the chest and relax the shoulders. And now circling the arm from the shoulder. You can make these circles large or small, exploring your own range of motion. And now pausing to reverse, circling in the other direction. And circling the arm around once more, and then reaching overhead and lengthen through both sides of the torso, keeping the chest lifted and the shoulders relaxed. And the hand that's on the floor may slide a little further away, perhaps dropping down to the elbow, moving without any force or strain. And you could close the eyes or gaze softly, breathing in and out through the nose. And you're always free to go a little deeper or back off, listening to your own body. And moving to your fullest extension for another breath. And then pull the navel to the spine. Inhale as you slowly make your way back to center. Exhale, relax the arms down by the sides. Pause here for a breath or two, noticing how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. And now preparing for the other side. Inhaling as you lift your left arm up and overhead. Exhale, reaching over, sliding the hand on the floor a little bit further away. And keep the hips and sitting bones level. Lengthen through both sides of the torso. Keeping the head and neck in line with your spine. And now circle from the shoulder You can make those circles large or small as you like. And now pausing to reverse, circling in the opposite direction. And circling that arm around once more, and then reaching overhead, extending long through the fingertips. And either backing off or moving a little deeper, adjusting for your own comfort. And if you like, moving to your fullest expression for another breath. And now pull the navel to the spine. Inhale as you slowly lift your way back to center, and then exhale, relax the arms down. Take a breath here, receive. And notice what you're feeling, notice what has shifted. Now extending the legs long in front of you. Once again, hands underneath the shoulders, and point and flex the feet. Loosening up the legs, and then circle the feet from the ankles, drawing the toes towards one another and then away. And give the legs another little shake. And from here, we'll make our way onto the hands and knees, coming into table. So when you come into table, you have the option to rest on the palms, on the fists, or even down on the elbows, finding what feels good in your wrists today. If you're on the hands, placing the palms underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, pressing into each fingertip and knuckle. Knees are underneath the hips, tops of the feet resting on the mat. Keeping a slight bend in the elbows, and lengthen through your spine, extending the tailbone and the crown of the head away from one another. Broaden through the chest and move the shoulders down the back. We'll move into cat and dog stretches for the spine, inhaling as you lift the tailbone, lift the chest, gaze upward, belly drops down, moving into a dog stretch. And then as you exhale, draw the tailbone under, round the spine, and move the chin towards the chest, coming into cat. And continue to move back and forth at your own pace. Eyes closed or soft gaze, keeping your attention inward, inviting the mind to stillness. Releasing any thoughts that may be distracting or taking you out of this moment. Allowing your mind to be focused on the breath and the sensations in your body as you move right now. And moving once more in each direction, and then returning to a neutral spine. And now step the knees a little bit wider than hips width apart. And bring your right hand in line with the center of the chest on the mat. And now bring your left arm out to the side, reaching out from the shoulder and then overhead, coming into a spinal twist. Reaching along through the left fingertips, opening through the chest, breathing. And then exhaling, slowly lowering that hand down, placing the left hand in line with the center of the chest. Reaching the right arm out to the side and then overhead, going to twist in this direction. And exhaling, slowly releasing down. And bringing the knees underneath the hips. Hands are shoulder width apart, coming onto the fists, forearms are onto the palms. And now extend your left leg back, follow the foot to the floor and lifting the heel. And rock forward and back. Giving a stretch to the calf and the back of the leg. And now press up through the heel, holding into the stretch. And now inhaling, lifting the left leg so the heel is in line with the hip, preparing to balance. Gazing at the floor ahead of your mat and come onto the fingertips of the right hand and walk the fingertips forward and reach long through the arm. And now circle at the wrists and at the ankle, moving in one direction and then reversing. And now come to stillness, reaching long through the fingertips, press out through the sole of the foot. See if you could bring the heel, hip, shoulder, and wrist in one long line, keeping the core engaged. And if you need a break, you can always lower the hand down and come back into the balance when you're ready. And now you're welcome to stay here, or for a little bit of a challenge, you could bend the back knee and then circle the right hand down towards the floor and behind you, taking hold of the ankle. Adding a stretch to the quadricep. Breathe. And if this isn't working, it's fine to keep the arm and leg long or come in and out of the balance. One more breath here, and then exhaling, extend that arm and leg long once again. And lower back down to table. And before repeating on the other side, bring the knees a little wider apart, toes together. We'll move into a child pose. Lower the bottom to the heels. And you're welcome to keep the head lifted, creating a long line from the tailbone out through the crown of the head, or if it's comfortable for you, you can relax the forehead to the floor, to a block or cushion if you've got one handy. Another option is to place one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead on your hands. Allow yourself to choose any variation of child that feels good and supportive to you. Breathing into the back of the body. Slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath in here in child. And now gently releasing and lifting your way back up to table once again. Keep broadening through the chest, move the shoulders down the back, lengthen through the tailbone and the crown of the head. And now extend your right leg back, bringing the ball of the foot to the floor, lifting the heel, and once again rocking forward and back. Stretching the calf, warming up the back of that leg. Now coming to hold, pressing out through the heel. Breathe into the sensation. And now lifting the back leg. Bringing the heel in line with your hip. Press out through the sole of the foot. Pull the navel to the spine. Gaze at the mat in front of you, preparing to balance on this side. And walking the left fingertips towards the front of your mat. And making your way into the balance. And you can always lift and lower that left hand as needed. And circle the foot from the ankle, circling the wrist in one direction and then reversing. And extending long once again. Breathing. Imagine you're being gently tugged by the wrist and the ankle in opposite directions, creating length throughout the spine. Creating concentration as you balance, keeping the mind clear and calm. And you can stay here or circling the fingertips down to the floor and behind you, internally rotating from that shoulder and grabbing the ankle. And it's fine if you want to skip that part too. If it's comfortable to hold the ankle, pressing the foot up and away from you, giving a stretch to the quadricep on this side. Keep breathing. And feel free to adjust. You can hold a little longer, you can release sooner. You could also come in and out of the balance. Or you could come into child sooner if you prefer. One more breath here in this variation. And then exhaling, slowly releasing, extending that arm and leg long once again for another breath. Exhale, lowering back down to table. Knee the big toes together, knees a little wider apart, return to child once again. You might want to come into the same variation or perhaps try a different version of child. The head could hover, lower to the floor, or rest on your hands, a block, or cushion. On your next inhalation, we'll back to table. We'll come into another twist. This time we'll move into thread the needle. Again, lengthening through the spine, broaden through the chest, move the shoulders down the back. And now bring your right hand, press into your right hand as you inhale and lift the left arm out to the side and then overhead like we did before. And now this time on your exhalation, threading the left arm underneath the right and lowering the left shoulder and the left side of the head to the floor. And the left arm is reaching away from you with the palm facing upward. And you could keep the right palm on the floor with the elbow lifted, or if it's comfortable for you, you could wrap the arm behind the back. See what works well for you. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Relax and settle into the stretch. You can feel free to explore any other variations of thread the needle that you may be familiar with. Perhaps extending the left leg back. One more full breath here, and then press, if you've wrapped the right arm behind the back, return the right hand to the floor and press into the right hand and very slowly and mindfully unwind, making your way back to table. And pause here in table to receive, noticing how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. Lengthen through the spine, move the shoulders down the back. Prepare now for your other side, extending your right arm out to the side from the shoulder and overhead. And now exhaling, threading the right arm underneath the left, lowering the right shoulder and the right side of the head to the mat. And right palm is facing upward, reaching long through the arm. And so you could keep the left palm on the floor with the elbow lifted, elbow in line with the wrist. Or if it's comfortable, you could drape that arm behind the back. Keep breathing here. Close the eyes or keep a soft gaze. And hold it here for one more full deep breath. And now to release, if you wrap the left hand behind the back, returning the hand to the floor. And press into that left hand as you slowly make your way back up to table position. Again, take a breath here to receive. And next, moving into puppy, keeping the tailbone lifted. Slide the hands to the front of your mat, lowering the chest or forehead to the mat.
One more breath here. And then inhaling, slide the hands back underneath the shoulders, lifting up to table. And then coming to a seated position, extending the legs in front of you, giving the feet a little shake from side to side once more. You could sit here with the legs extended long, or you could return to a cross-legged position or sit on top of the shins, whatever feels right for you. Sitting tall, relax the shoulders, resting the hands on the knees with the palms facing downward. Close the eyes or gaze softly. And check in here, scanning the body, the breath, the mind. Notice perhaps if you feel a little lighter, looser, calmer, warmer. Notice whatever has changed here for you. And reminding yourself that you always have the power and ability to shift from anxiety to calm. Now bring the hands to prayer position in front of the heart, coming into a gesture of gratitude, dropping the chin towards the chest. Now bringing to mind something that you are grateful for today. And noticing how it feels in the body and mind when you direct your thoughts towards gratitude. Now, as you ease into your day, I encourage you to keep the spirit of gratitude with you. I know that you can always return to your breath, return to this moment whenever you're becoming anxious. Om Shanti, peace. May the peace in our hearts bring peace into the world. And softly allowing the eyes to open, lifting the gaze. Namaste. I honor the light in you. Thank you for joining me for yoga today. I hope you have a great day.